Hello students, this is another section on our unit 5, which is our VHDL programming for sequential circuits. Today I'm going to explain if you have been given the reset button, or the reset can be either a synchronous reset or asynchronous reset. So how do you have to write the code for that? Now this is a D flip-flop coding for an asynchronous reset. What is an asynchronous reset? Asynchronous reset will be a reset that is not synchronized with the clock signal. That means it will not wait for the clock to be high or low, whatever, and whenever it is 1, you'll get the output. So this shows a D flip-flop which has a clock, a reset and a D input, and you have your Q output. This is your truth table where input is nothing but the D and Q is your output. So whenever D is 0, output is 0. Whenever D is 1, output is 1. If I want to write the VHDL code for this asynchronous D flip-flop, I have written it using this NDT, where the NDT D flip-flop and the port में क्या चला गया? D, clock and reset as my input and Q as my output. Now mind it, when you write behavior coding, the Q is no longer an in-out pin. It is output pin only. The in-out pin will be used only when you have your circuit diagrams where your output Q and Q bar gets fed back to your inputs, right? So this is your Q as your output. The architecture will be a behavior type of D flip-flop which begins with a process. And now inside this process, what it is going? It is going your clock and reset only, and not the D flip and not the D input. Why the D input will not come? Because the output no longer is dependent upon the D. It will depend on your clock, right? And your reset. So whenever reset is high, if you put a condition, reset is high, then your Q is 0. Else if clock bar event and clock is 1. What is this? I have told you the attribute. This is your rising edge of the clock. This apostrophe will not come. Clock bar event and clock is 1. Then your Q is equal to D, end if, end process and end behavior. Very easy this program is. Reset को high रखना है, right? Reset high है तो तुम्हारा output Q आएगा. Q आएगा, लेकिन Q कब आएगा? When will Q follow D? It will follow D only if for your rising edge of the clock. If the condition is clock is positive edge triggered, then your Q is less than equal to D, end if, end process and end behavior. So this was your asynchronous reset. What will happen for synchronous reset now? Now see here, synchronous reset means the reset follows the clock. It is synchronized with the clock. So both now your output will be dependent only on the clock, right? Whenever clock is either high, if it is a positive edge triggered, or low, if it is a negative edge triggered, you should get your output, and reset gets synchronized with the clock. So again, entity remains the same, but what happens in case of architecture? Process के अंदर only clock, sensitivity list में सिर्फ clock गया, because output is now dependent only on the clock, right? So what is the first condition we are again applying? If clock bar event and clock is 1, मतलब यहाँ पे क्या है? Clock high है और clock क्या हो रहा है? 0 से high जा रहा है. That is your both the condition when clock is already high and when clock is going from 0 to high, then what will happen? Reset is also 1. Then your output Q will be 0, else Q becomes equal to D, right? End if, दो if लगा तो दो end if and end process and end behavior. This was your asynchronous reset, right? I'll stop here today and you try with your synchronous and asynchronous reset the same T flip-flop. T is almost similar to D, right? D में एक इनपुट क्या हो जाता है? D और D बार हो जाता है. T का सर्किट डायग्राम ट्राई करो और उसका ट्रुथ टेबल लेके इस तरह का कोडिंग सिंक्रोनस और एसिंक्रोनस रीसेट का बना के देखो. And then I will show you shift registers. Two types of shift register I'll show you. I'll show you your serial in serial out shift register and parallel in parallel out shift register in the next video. Thank you.